My name is Chris Brown, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Center for Music Education Research here at USF. I'm here to discuss with you today my dissertation project research, which is on the influence of musical engagement on the symptoms of Tourette syndrome. I started this journey when my friend Jim spoke of his difficult childhood and alienation as a result of his Tourette's. He learned the piano at an early age and made the comment that when he played, his symptoms stopped. This intrigued me greatly. As a musician, we have intrinsically known of the power of music in our own lives, but proving this empirically can be a daunting task. I began to research this idea and discovered there were only anecdotal references by neurologist Oliver Sacks and a few others, but no supporting data existed. The first logical step for me was to find out if other musicians like Jim with TS had the same experiences and how many of them would report this idea that music does affect their symptoms. For those of you who may not be familiar with Tourette syndrome, it is a neurodevelopmental disorder affecting approximately 1 out of every 360 children. The diagnosis is predicated upon the occurrence of specific symptoms. These are defined as 2 or more movement tics accompanied by 1 or more vocal tics that have lasted a year or more in duration. These symptoms can begin displaying themselves in children as early as age 3, but most cases start after age 5. The symptoms span a wide range of movement and vocal manifestations and are said to be described as an urge to scratch an itch, and until you do, there is no feeling of release. As a researcher, the most logical step in the process of plowing new ground was to first discover if this indeed is a phenomenon reported by musicians with TS. A basic online survey instrument was created with 9 questions. Research suggests that most TS sufferers also have co-occurring disorders such as ADHD and OCD. Thus, the rationale for a short survey with hopes of higher percentages for completion. 183 musicians with TS responded to research ads and social media posts. The questionnaire consisted of 3 categories, but the apex of the survey was this one question. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being drastic symptoms increase and 5 being drastic symptoms decrease, please rate the level of change, if any, that occurs while you are engaged in a musical activity. The term engaged could be defined as the active physical involvement in performance-based music making. This question would validate the future need for continuing study and research. Of those responding, the average scale rate was 4.45, clearly showing that these musicians with TS perceive a change in their symptoms for the better when involved in a musical activity. From a developmental standpoint, this study could provide guidance for future research. Recent neuroimaging literature has shown that the corpus callosum has been measured smaller in children with TS, yet larger in trained musicians. I would propose that research would be merited to introduce a child at a young age to music lessons to possibly stimulate the growth and development of these key neurological areas with the hope of reducing TS symptoms onset.